Hello! In this video, I speak with Church Buildings Officer Josh Hunter about Section 10 of Mission Action Planning. That's property resources. So Josh, if a church has looked at the Mission Action Planning document and they think they're at stage 1 in this section, how can they start to move to stage 2?
So I mean, really, to move to from stage 1 to 2, it's all about starting that dialogue and start to talk about knowing that they need to improve. It's really recognising that there's a problem with how the building relates to mission, and recognising that and starting to open that discussion with the PCC, with the incumbent, with the church community is a massive part of that. Really, to get from stage 1 and 2 on top of this as well, it's about not just the building itself, but if you know you need to improve the building for your mission, you need to know what your mission is as well. So a lot of the time as well, it'll need to have dialogue with other departments as well as ours, in recognising that you know what the mission is and then knowing then how to adapt the mission for that need.
I see, so it's about awareness of the need to improve your building, and also kind of clarity on what your mission is as a church, so that you can make sure that your building plans align with your mission.
Exactly. It's hard to improve the building for mission if you don't know what the mission is in the first place.
Exactly. Okay, so we've talked about moving from stage 1 to 2. Now let's think about moving from stage 2 to 3. What can churches start to think about?
Yeah, so I mean, moving from stage 2 to stage 3, you've already seen how you can implement your mission better within your church building. So then to move from stage 2 to stage 3, then think about ideas of how we can change the interior of that building to better accommodate your mission needs. This really is talking to PCCs, having meetings with them, having meetings with the community within that church, speaking to the incumbent about different missional activities that you can do, and also involving church buildings officers as well, like myself or like Joe, because we will have ideas as well about what you can do. One way that we can make the space more flexible is to remove pews and then have chairs in it. So then we can do more stuff with mother and toddler groups, messy church, and other ideas like that. If you are struggling with ideas on what you can do with that church building space inside, there are other departments where you can speak to about those missional activities. But when it comes to the building itself, do contact me and Joe if you're struggling with ideas on what to do with that interior space to make it more accessible for mission within the church space.
Great, so we've talked about becoming aware of the needs in your church building and sort of clarifying what your mission is, and then we talked about planning and sort of gathering ideas. So now we're looking at moving from stage 3 to stage 4. So what do churches need to do for this?
Yeah, so in stage 3 to stage 4, it's quite a big jump, because you've gone from recognising there's a need, then to having these ideas, but now you've got to implement those ideas, and then actually go from just speaking about it to doing it. And that can be quite difficult. We talk about things like removal of pews and changing the interior of the church. This is a point, if you've not already spoken to me or Joe as church buildings officers, definitely speak to us now, because this is where we can really help with you. A lot of this stuff will require stuff like faculty of mission, and it goes from just being a case of how are you going to do it, and then it starts to become why are you going to do it. So it's about knowing not just what you are doing, but it's about why you're going to be doing it, why this is going to help your church. So at this point, it's really important to get us involved with that process, because it is going to be quite hard through the faculty process, but through the end of it, it can become really positive change for the church building. And many buildings in this diocese have removed their pews, they've changed the interiors. So it's not something that's unheard of. It's something that can definitely happen for the process, but get us involved to help out, to make it as easy as possible to get it through that faculty permission, and then therefore you can start to make those actual real changes inside the church building itself.
I see. So to kind of summarise, it sounds like stage 1 to stage 2 is all about becoming aware, recognising the needs within your church building, and really being clear about what your mission is and how your building can be altered to support that mission. And then stage 2 to 3 is all about gathering ideas, making plans, speaking to different groups and to the diocese about what those plans for your building might be. And then stage 3 to 4 is really about implementing those changes. So that's when we would need to be looking at the faculty and speaking to the church buildings team if people haven't done so already, so that those changes can actually happen.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
No problem at all.